Welcome back everyone to another session of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Last time we ended up doing a couple more investigations, and we've also done a few things for both Arata and Nokia. We should have one new red investigation, living doll, dead person, so let's go ahead and just jump right in. Have you heard of Super Ultra True Puppets? We ply our trade there. You have to help us. You have to help us, please. Calm down. I'm sure she'll help us. Tell me, what's going on? What's wrong? Given that this is business from the Occult Club, I take it we've got another supernatural case on our hands. Yeah, I mean, no, probably. I don't think this has anything to do with the occult this time. Oh, then why all the big fuss? Well, there are apparently these dolls being sold on the internet that look just like Myung Mei. Oh dear. I think those dolls are called Super Hyper Ultra Lookalikes or something like that. You must be referring to the Super Ultra True Puppets. I've heard rumors about them. Alright, tell me more. These dolls, their faces, their bodies, everything from top to bottom looks just like us. They're so accurate it's creepy. And to make matters worse, they're being sold real cheap. You'd think they could go for at least a little more money on the market. That's not really the problem here. You get that, right? It still sucks. It makes me feel like they see me as some kind of cheap piece of junk. I mean, I find it weird too that your doll costs 0,000 yen more than mine, but what the hell? So you do care about the prices after. I said it's not important. Oh god, I think I just cursed earlier. I'll have to edit that out. Anyway, these dolls that look just like us are being bought by otaku all over the place. And when I think about what those guys are probably doing with two of them, it just really creeps me out. You know, this reminds me of another incident. I wonder if this is connected to that. What kind of incident? There's a really dicey looking service out there that is called a Perfect Girl Prototype. You can use it to get a living doll made in the image of your ideal girl and live the life you've always dreamed of. But the police have been hearing about how owners of these dolls are going missing. I was just discussing it with Detective Matayoshi. Super Ultra True Puppets and living dolls made in the images of people's dream girls. I guess they sound like they could be related, but are you sure there's really a connection? That's the tough part to prove, to make dolls that look so similar to how you two really are. It'd take having pretty specific data on your bodies. Imagine getting your hands on something like that. It isn't exactly easy. Actually, I have an idea how they might have managed to pull it off. There's an LDC machine in an arcade in Akihabara that I think might be suspicious. LDC, you don't mean lustful trick? What the hell? There's certainly not one for subtlety if that's the case. No, not that. I mean Living Doll Club. That's what LDC stands for. Right, it's a machine that scans all of your body and makes a 3D printed figure of it. Our data could have somehow leaked out of that, I guess. I definitely can't deny the possibility. Then our next step is clear. We need to head straight to Akihabara and gather info on this Living Doll Club machine. That'll be your job. As for me, I'll see if I can dig up anything else regarding the Perfect Girl Prototype. Alright. Well, first thing we do this session, it's already getting creepy. Okay. Alright, we're heading for Akihabara, and we're going to look into a machine that can actually make tiny sculptures. That actually sounds nice. Still creepy though. Living Doll Club, is it? For a time there was this huge ad campaign about how it used the latest in 3D tech and whatnot. There was a Living Doll Club in the arcade down the way, wasn't there? Alright, so over there. You there. I can tell from your body language you are frustrated and unhappy. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I know this is out of the blue, but I bet you are into beautiful women, aren't you? I have you know that I sell top-notch dolls of only the prettiest girls. Maybe you've heard of them. They're called Super Ultra True Puppets. If you want, I can let you have one for cheap. Go ahead, check this one out for yourself. And I want to kick this guy's ass. This was an ugly one that was made as an experiment and it hasn't sold well, but you understand how real my dolls look now, right? Well, if you're interested in having one of these for yourself now, I got something even better, but it's a top secret service. Nobody can know. Let me ask you, how are you doing health-wise? It could be better for worse. Great to hear. Really, even if you weren't 100% perfect, you'd probably still be fine. I bet you're bored with how your day-to-day life is going. Wouldn't you love to just throw it all away and spend it with the girl of your dreams? Doesn't that sound fantastic? Because, oh god, the project. I can offer you exactly that. Sorry about that noise. I had my shoes on the whole day. With the perfect girl prototype, you can have your ideal girl recreated and sent straight to your room as a living, breathing human being. There's just one condition you'll have to abide by if you use this service. Just one condition: you can be free from the tedium you've lived with up until now. I bet you're wondering just what that condition actually is. I understand, that's a fair question to ask. Tell you what, I'll let you in on that condition free of charge. The one condition is that once your dream girl has been sent to your room, you can never leave it for the rest of your life. Simple, right? Oh, you don't have to worry about survival. The girls take care of that for you. So what do you think? Not a bad deal, right? That's okay. Take all the time you need to think. Once you know you want one, just get in touch and I'll make it happen. Right now, I think I'll just go check out the LDC machine at the arcade. Okay, how's your investigation into the LDC machine coming along? Ah, so you're just about to get started on it. You encountered a suspicious man out by the LDC machine. That's good timing, because I'm detecting a faint digital noise signature close to where you're standing. You better take a close look at that arcade machine. I bet you'll find some clues about how these puppets are being made. As usual, this case is starting to take some weird turns, so be ready for anything in there. Looks like the neck jumped into the LDC unit. Okay. There is one Digimon I can think of that I might have to face in here. Let's go here. Wait, this is an area I've been to before. Alright, let's go for the next one then. Wait a minute, I fought the Digimon. I fought Frost Meramon and shoot, I forgot the other Digimon right now. But that was the same area I fought them in. Now it has an item. Huh. So we're actually we're pretty much going back to areas we've gone through. Alright, so that's who I'm going to be fighting against, Infamon. And you just grab this and I'll deal with him now. I take people's data, make dolls from it. Yeah, we got it. Dolls that steal souls, then... Oh dear. Dolls are lifelike, the people are deathlike. Oh Jesus Christ, that's already creepy. If this Digimon just didn't get any creepy enough, it just makes this game just makes it even creepier. Any interference must be punished. We already know it's a dark neutral. Alright, Starmon is a light type. Break its guard. Oh, it stacks. That's gonna be good. Let's do uppercut. Alright. Ripping net. Oh, beautiful paralysis. Let's go with... No, I've already dropped this defense. I'd say about 20% in this case since it's stacked. Destruction cannon. Alright, I want to switch Starmon as soon as this turn pops up. Let's go with Digital Bomb. That's actually pretty nasty. I didn't even read the effect it can actually have. A 5% chance to drop every stat by 10%. That's actually nasty. There's something on the ground. Mysterious URL. Did you just come out of the LDC machine? You're not with the cops or something, are you? Are you? May as well say it. Oh. I didn't realize that was who I was hitting up. I must not be on top of things like I used to be. Well, I've made a good amount of money as it is. Maybe it's time to call it good enough for now. Don't bother trying to come after me. If there's one thing I'm still good at, it's running away. See you. Well, I think I'll be seeing him later. I've got his URL. So the perpetrators behind this case are probably that salesman you've met and a Digimon working together. It's unfortunate he got away, but we'll live. As we suspected, those two probably used that LDC unit to gather up girls' data and then used it to make the Super True puppets. Then does that mean you guys checked out the LDC unit in Akiba? That probably means you have a good idea of who's behind our dolls then, right? Don't get too excited. We didn't arrest the guy, but we've got him cornered. I doubt he'll try to pull something like this again anytime soon. But the question still remains as to what's become of the Perfect Girl project now. At the very least, we know each doll's looks are derived from a real person. The doll's realism is then used to help sway potential candidates to join the project. But what is the Perfect Girl project even really about in the first place? I think Detective Kuremi mentioned that people who are part of it have been disappearing, right? Indeed. Ami actually picked up some rather useful information about what's required of anybody who does join the project. What is it? Anybody who has their dream girl sent to their room can never leave it, ever. I'm sure I don't need to explain why that's probably a bad idea. Oh, what's this? My, it's a URL left at the scene of the crime. This might come in handy. I want you to go to that URL and check it out. But don't worry about going too deep inside. We don't know what you'll find in there. It's very possible we could be dealing with something extremely dark and sinister. Dark and sinister? We're talking as grim as the stuff you look at for fun in your club, maybe even more so. Whatever's on the other side, it's not going to be pretty by any means. They're missing that. Alright. Oh, great. Who are you, a cyber sleuth? Huh. Man, this place sure is getting crowded now. Is this my room? Yeah, of course it is. What's this about it being inside Eden? Stop joking around. This is clearly the real world. How could I be in cyberspace? Who are all these girls around me? They're my dream girls. My dream girls are as pure, pristine dolls. Ugh. Yep, this has been made possible thanks to the project. You really know your stuff. As promised, in exchange for these dolls, I've stayed locked up inside my room. Life with these girls is the best. I couldn't be happier. They take care of everything I need. Really, I don't see any reason to ever leave this place anyway. It's perfect here. But this really is inside Eden? Cut it out with that, man. Are you sure you're not the one who's actually dreaming right now? Well, that just makes things a lot creepier. Alright then. So that URL led you to one of the victims of the Perfect Girl project. Victim? What do you mean? Remember, to join the project you had to stay holed up inside your room for the rest of your life. But in reality, he was lured into Eden and now he's living with those girls while he's actually unconscious. But then that means... Right, the so-called life he's leading with those girls in cyberspace is just one big lie. The whole thing's just a sad scam. Anybody who falls prey for it is unwittingly imprisoning themselves for life inside cyberspace, thinking they've never left the real world at all. That makes sense. It also makes sense if you think about the name of the company behind it, Jorogumo. I think I might have actually mentioned it, but I think that is the spider demon. The mythical spider who appears as a beautiful woman to attract men to her waterfall. They plunge in for her and die at her hands. Yup. Only reason I remember that is because of a Yu-Gi-Oh card that actually has her. If I remember correctly, yes. Very strong card if I remember the stats, but weak too at the same time. I knew if there was anyone here who'd know about this, it'd be you, May. You really know your occult history. Okay, so I get all that, but why go to the trouble of locking victims up in their room and then imprisoning them in cyberspace? If somebody's stuck inside Eden thinking they're still in the real world and don't log out, then all that's left inside the locked rooms are living bodies, which could be used for any number of things. Of course. The victims' bodies are carried off by a third party and taken overseas to foreign countries. Ugh. A lot of the applicants are young and healthy. There are there are who knows how many people around the globe who'd want such fresh bodies. Ugh. That's so horrible. We don't know for sure that it's anything along those lines. It's just a theory right now. Just thinking about it gives me real goosebumps. Anyway, about that guy your assistant met a little while ago. What do you think has happened to him? It's hard to know for certain. On the one hand, his body might already be lost forever. But on the other hand, we might still have a shot at saving him. Might as well see if we can still call out to him. But we should be prepared for the worst. What's this? Please, you need to log out. Is this another one of that kid's pranks? How many times do I have to tell you, buddy? I'm in the real world. I couldn't log out even if I wanted to. You must be pretty clueless if you think this could possibly be inside Eden. And he's figured it out. Well, it couldn't hurt to try. I mean, there's no way it'll work. That's not how it works in the real world. I mean, come on. Huh? What am I seeing here? I don't get it. Nowhere to log out. Ooh, great. This is gonna be a long one. The line between dreams and reality can be murky. It's why I can't dismiss the possibility outright. Who are we to say we don't live in a dream? You know, with World at War, I'm putting in like the little mature warnings at the beginning of every video. I'm going to start doing that for like the rest of the videos, cause it's getting dark. It's getting horrifyingly dark, actually. So yeah, I also call this a part because it's over 20 minutes right. No, there's still time. All right, so that was that horrifying bit. All right, next up, we go meet with Arata and Shinjuku. Also, another thing I wanted to take a look at. 88. Yeah, I'd have no memory space. Ah, here he is. Nice. Hey, what are you doing around here? You're telling me that the great cyber sleuth is just walking around looking for a job? Just joking with you. If you're free, do you want to hang out? Actually, this written challenge just came from some mysterious guy. It says, in my hand I am holding a very rare out-of-print edition of the comic Bakuen Delete. If you want it, accept the challenge. Basically, this is a rare comic contest. What do you think? Interesting, right? We should do it together. I know. I'll send it to Kyoko as an official request. If she finds out we're slacking off work to go mess around, Kyoko's gonna explode. Alright. Back to the office to accept a quest on looking for a comic. I kinda need something a little lighthearted. And I need to get more stronger Digimon. A mysterious man has issued a challenge. A fight with rare comics at stake. Cyber Sleuth, I need your help. Alright, shoot, there was something on my mind, but I kind of forgot what it was. Also, just double checking what I have on me right now. Oh, I just remembered I need to get revives. I seriously need revives. Miracle Meat. Oh, this erases cam inability. Alright. Let's sell these gems. And I'm gonna pick up some revives before I head out. Alright, first off, the gems. Next, do you have revives on you? No, you do not. I guess they're a rare item? That would suck if they are. Shoot. Where was I supposed to meet up with Arata? Arata Community Area. There we go. Oh, you're here at last. You're late. Hey, is this your friend? This is a... Okay, so this is the guy you're doing the rare comic contest with this time? Okay then, do your best. Well, see ya. So I was telling you about the written challenge from the suspicious guy, right? That suspicious guy is a rare comic collector. He brings participants in with the promise of rare comics, and then gets them to whatever fan questions he comes up with. Okay, sorry, I just thought I misread that sentence. All over Eden there are contest organizers, so-called game masters, who ask the questions everyone has to answer. The way it works is that the first one to reach the rare comic collector will be presented with one of his best comics. You can't just buy a rare comic from the collector. Man, what I wouldn't do to get that rare comic. I'm literally salivating at the very thought. We've gotta do it. We've gotta win. We need to get our hands on that rare comic. Huh? You wanna know what the Bakuen Delete is? It's a long story, but a good one. What? Let's ask. Bakuen Delete or Bakudeli is a set of turn-of-the-century dystopia. Bakuen or Humber Garden is the scene of a wild hero and heroine adventure. The hero is Shokyo Haku. He's the head of the student council, a brilliant genius and a senior at a private school called Saint Therese. Not just that, but he's an incredible hacker, Aku Soku Delete. He's vowed never to kill. He destroys evil hackers in all in the name of justice. At the start of the series, he's a detective who can use hacking, but... Huh? Are you even listening to me? Well, I did tell you it was a long story. Well, anyway, Bakuen Delete is now out of print. This is an amazing chance to get the final volume of the comic, which is extremely rare. Huh? Why is it out of print? Well, that's a long story. Wanna hear it? Go for it. Well, it's just an overreaction. From when it was published, harmful hackers started to pop up in Eden, and people feared the comic was to blame. Believe it or not, they suspected the author of being a hacker himself, and he was arrested. After that, it was recalled and went out of print. It was always just a minor comic with a few fans. The shop stopped stocking it 3 days before the arrest, making it an extremely rare comic. Now you can get the contents of the comic on the web, but nothing beats the real deal. Are you even listening to me? Huh? You wanna know who this suspicious guy who issued the written challenge is? Well, basically, you see, I guess nobody really knows, to be honest. Okay, so this is the starting point. The Game Master must be around here somewhere. Let's find the first Game Master and solve the first puzzle.